You know, the season did not end this past Saturday. Miami still has 7 more games to play. Going to try to bounce back this Saturday in Chapel Hill. How do we put this Georgia Tech nonsense behind us?
You are Locked On Canes, your daily podcast on the Miami Hurricanes, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
I'm Alex Donno, your host, University of Miami alumnus, longtime South Florida sports radio vet, and contributor to allhurricanes.com. And thank you so much to the everydayers for making Locked On Canes your first listen. Today's episode is brought to you by Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONCollege for $20 off your first purchase. You know, we needed a dose of the truth teller. We are joined by great former Miami Hurricanes defensive tackle, Mark Caesar. You know him and you love him. And Mark, I know at times, not that much because your teams were really good, but you went through adversity at times at the University of Miami. How would you like to see the team respond after an emotional loss like the one they just suffered at Georgia Tech?
Beat the dog crap out of North Carolina. You know what's funny? The first time when I was at Miami, we lost to Notre Dame, right? We didn't lose to Notre Dame. We got cheated at Notre Dame. Let me put that out there. Catholic versus
that was the case when Gary played.
Yeah, we got cheated and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So then it's like we sitting around, we asking questions. What we gonna do? What we gonna do? So everybody used to rally around Kelvin Harris, Big Snasty. Yo, what we gonna do, man? What's gonna happen to us? Further, he said, I don't know. I never lost before here. And stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But they played their heart out, man. They shown a lot of improvement and stuff like that. Beat the next 2 weeks, kick Florida State behind, we'd be all right.
Yeah, but those are tall tasks. I think the question is the way this game was lost. Is there a chance that these young kids, because you had experienced veterans, these young kids are going to be able to rally around themselves versus getting this coach to get these guys to rally? Because I don't know if they're going to rally around after what just happened. So, yeah, I think the best answer is to go out on the field and play. They probably want to play North Carolina tonight because I know these guys were angry for an entire week.
That's what Mario said yesterday, guys. We spoke with Mario and Shannon Dawson and Lance Guidry yesterday. And yeah, one of the things that Cristobal said multiple times was these guys want to get back on the field right now. Like they're angry. They want to, take it out on whoever. Hopefully they take it out on the Tar Heels. But yeah, they do not want to have to wait another 5 days to play a game.
They ain't a lot of people was angry. A lot of people was upset. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, them guys played their heart out and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Just bounce back, beat North Carolina, beat Clemson, and definitely beat FSU and stuff like that. We'll be all right and stuff like that. Yeah, I think we're going to do it.
Yeah, and Mark,
I take 11-1.
And Mark,
I'll be happy if they win the next 2 games. Florida State's another story. I don't know if they're going to beat them. They might. But if they could get past these next 2 games and put themselves in a 9-10 win situation, go to a bowl game, take it seriously and win, that's a big deal. This game will never be forgotten, but especially if we don't get to the ACC title game because we lost the 1 game to them, that would stink. But I don't know what happens out in that field, but I'm assuming that they're all angry, which is what you want.
Yeah, pissed off Hurricanes. You don't want that.
I think Mario and the 2 coordinators screwed up because Guidry's defense on that they should have called a timeout and made sure nobody got past any of them, but it didn't happen. It was like a minute of just a cluster. You know what the last word was.
Yeah.
Mark,
you know what I'll say about these talk shows, right? Got 50 shows on, right? And people say Bruce thinks you know too much. One, this show is based on everybody giving their own opinion.
Yeah.
This is my opinion. I know a lot of Bruce facts come from Bruce is connected into the Hurricanes. You know what I'm saying? Something happened with so-and-so. He going to get the story. You know what I'm saying? He going to get the real story. It's always the real story. The story we're going to put out there and the lie. You know what I'm saying? He going to get all 3 stories and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And he got people personally he can call. I'm talking about in the hierarchy of Hurricanes. I'm talking about Hall of Famers and stuff like that. He is connected. Well, a lot of people's not connected and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I truly believe at the time when I was at Miami, you know, the NCAA used to trip a lot with us with these rules and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Bruce should be in the UN Hall of Fame.
Yeah. He should be. He should be. Well, I want to talk a little bit more about, overcoming adversity, maybe the worst moments. I'm sure you can probably count them on one hand that Caesar had when he was at the U and how the team responded from that. And his take on the defensive line play so far, because that's been a really pleasant surprise to Bruce and I. Let's see if Mark Caesar agrees on that. So you know what you want to do? You guys want to keep it locked. We are only getting started. The truth teller, Bruce Warner, is with us. Former Miami Hurricanes defensive lineman Mark Caesar is with us here on Locked On Canes. My goodness, I'm so happy that Prize Picks is with us now on the Locked On Canes family. I'm on this app all the time. It's fully legal, by the way, in Florida. Prize Picks is the most fun I've had, winning up to 25 times my money during football season. You just select 2 or more players, pick more or less on their projected stats, and place your entry. Testing my skills on Prize Picks is the most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. If you have the skills, you can turn $10 into $250 in just a few taps. It's so quick to make your selections. Guys, I'm looking at, the NFL slate for this weekend. My Miami Dolphins hosting an awful Carolina Panthers team. Tua Tagovailoa's stat projection, more or less than 284.5 passing yards. Easy. We're smashing that more on that one, my friends. Telling you, you have to try this, guys. Go to prizepicks.com/LockedOnCollege and use our code LockedOnCollege for a first deposit match up to $100. That's prizepicks.com/LockedOnCollege. Use code LockedOnCollege and they'll match your first deposit up to $100 at Prize Picks. We are also brought to you today by Game Time. Buying last-minute tickets does not have to be a stressful experience. It's an enjoyable experience at Game Time because you will not believe the deals you're going to get on the Game Time app or gametime.co. Guys, with Game Time, you can get seat views for anywhere in the stadium. They're going to pull up events in your area, whether it be sporting events, concerts, comedy shows, exclusive flash deals and sponsored deals on tickets for football, basketball, baseball, everything you could possibly imagine. And you're going to get the best deals even at the last minute. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code LockedOnCollege for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code LockedOnCollege for $20 off. Guys, the Game Time guarantee means you'll always get the best price. If you find tickets in the same section and row for less, Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. You know who we got with us now? Lamar Thomas is joining the party as well. Hold on, let me add him to the screen. I love it. LT, thank you so much for taking the time, sir. Former great Miami Hurricanes receiver. I love the hat. How you been, Lamar?
Woo, boy, it's been like a nightmare for the last couple of days.
I think you're speaking for all of us, LT. And then my question to you would be, something like this were to happen when you had that U on your helmet, how would you like to see the team respond this week?
Well, obviously, I love to see them come out and put a whip down on UNC. Unfortunately, that game didn't go the way we all planned, and this week has to be a week where everybody has to come together. I know back in the day, it would have been a tough week. Put it that way. From the coaches getting on you, from the players at each other's throats, from the alumni calling saying they're gonna kill you, break your limbs, all kind of stuff. It would have been, and the fans. It would have been a tough week. So I can only imagine with these guys now with social media, what they have to deal with, coaches. But they have to. I think they have to not worry about the outside. They got to only worry about what's inside the program. Um, get the practice, do what they're supposed to do, make the corrections, and just go up there and walk around with some confidence and go and beat a good North Carolina team.
Yeah, Mark, you're on the
Yeah.
defensive side of the ball. You got to go after this kid. This quarterback, Drake Mays, he's the real deal. You got to face this kid. This kid has to know he's in a football game, because I know you guys would have smacked him around, but would that be the way to go after this kid? Mix the coverages up and just chase him in the bathroom. But this kid can escape. He's good. You know, how do you play a kid like that? He's just very talented.
Everybody got to play their position, got to do their job. They got responsibility, and everything will be all right. Stuff like that. You take 4 linemen, take 3 guys to do their job, and you got to crash the pocket. And the West thing got to come up the middle. We can't step up and stuff like that. Get them to run it outside. And I got to believe we're faster than them. We're going to chase them down.
Yeah, this kid is really good, LT, but he lost a lot of his receivers. So I'm guessing that maybe, as I just said about getting to this kid, they got to mess up his timing and things like that. But they got to contain him in the pocket. So would you put a spy on a kid like that? Would you put a Saint or somebody who's fast, or you just stay away from all that stuff?
Well, it all depends on the game plan. It depends on and what's going on in the game. If he's not, has shown any propensity to run, I'm not going to waste my time spying a guy. But also, if he is, it goes back to what Mark's saying as far as guys having gap control. You look at the last play of the game against Georgia Tech. I hate to bring it up, but that end on the left side, I don't know where he was going. He lost contain, and when you lose contain, big things happen. So you have to do your job, and you have to stay within the game plan, and most importantly, trust your teammate.
Yep.
Lamar, I'd like to ask you, and also Mark as well, you can chime in afterwards, because I know one of the things that I keep seeing said by, certain alleged football experts and people on social media is that, like, how can this team even trust their coach anymore after, he made that decision not to take the knee? Like, people are talking as if Mario can't come back from this, like he's going to lose it. I don't believe that's going to be the case, guys, but some people are saying it. Like, Lamar, what does Mario need to do? And hopefully he's already done it, to make sure he keeps the trust of his players.
I mean, football, man, it's a lot of things happen on that sideline. Unfortunately for Mario in the program, it's played out in front of a national audience. I think just continue to prepare, go over situations like that, and in practice, just letting these kids know that, okay, yeah, we screwed this up on a big raw plate here. Let's continue to go over things like this and just have those guys have some confidence. I think the whole thing right now is about our guys going up to Chapel Hill and having confidence. Because, not only, like you said, confidence in the coach, but confidence in themselves. And most of the time, you can get through it if you guys come together, the team comes together, and just said, okay, you know what? This is about us. This is about us. Regardless of what the guys doing on the sideline, we're the ones inside the white lines. We're the ones that got to make it happen. We're the ones that got to use our common sense. We're the ones that have to, and that's what it kind of boils down to right now. The coaches can yell, the coaches can do all this stuff, but I'm from that old school where we policed ourselves and we got on each other, and you know what? We hurt each other's feelings, but we're family. And the next day, after we get that victory, we'll go have some drinks together and party together. But it all boils down to those guys coming together as a team.
And I'm sure when he made that call to make that play, they thought they can get that yard. Them players believe in themselves, they can get the yard. The mistakes happen, I'm saying, and it's spilt milk and stuff like that. I'm saying, beat North Carolina, beat Clemson, we'd be all right.
Mark,
I think.
Yeah, and what was like I mentioned for both of you guys, because you played in such a great era at Miami, you can probably count the moments like that on one hand, if not a couple of fingers. But what was for you, Mark, like the worst loss, most adversity you faced, and how did you guys respond from that?
Well, the worst loss I think we faced, I didn't get a chance to get back, was the '93 championship game against Alabama. It was the last game. I'm saying we was heavy favorites and stuff like that, and we took them lightly, and they came in, they beat us and stuff, and there was no more games after that. I mean, but every other game, like we lost 5 games, I think, in 5 years. I mean, Notre Dame we lost, BYU we always bounced back. We lost to Notre Dame the first time. I think we won like 13, 14 some games. Then we lost to Florida State. No, we lost to Notre Dame again. Then we won like 29 straight. You know what I'm saying? Then we lost to Alabama. I mean, we were always on a winning streak and stuff like that. I mean, and it's like we went hard. You know what I'm saying? We went hard at each other and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? That's why I look at Miami, I look at LT, I look at Stephen McGuire, Sapp, and Gino. That's my Mount Rushmore. You know what I'm saying? Because, them guys bought it and stuff like that, and it's like they led by example. We had some great leaders, you know what I'm saying, like you said, when you lost, when you getting calls from Jerome Brown and guys in the NFL cussing you out, telling you a bunch of punk this, punk that, this and that, catch you and do this and that, yada, 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 you're going to respond and stuff like that, because the thing is, we were representing them. We made a precedent, y'all representing us and stuff like that, so y'all better get it done. Like I said, they're going to bounce back. I really truly believe they're going to bounce back.
Jace Medical is doing amazing things and providing life-saving antibiotics in the Jace case. These are for emergency use, guys, but it's important to have them. All it takes to get a Jace case is fill out a simple online form and, in some cases, jump on a quick call with one of our board-certified physicians. Get ongoing care from our physicians on any treatment-related questions. Doctor-created, doctor-recommended. Guys, do not be unprepared in times of supply chain shortages. We've had plenty of those over the last few years. You remember during the pandemic how hard it was to get the medications you need when you needed them because the medical system was so overloaded. You want to be ready for the inevitable, guys. Get $20 off on these life-saving antibiotics today from Jace Medical by using my code Locked On at checkout on Jace Medical. That's JASE medical.com.
LT, you were at the game, so you might not have seen this. But after the interceptions and the things that were going wrong, I saw TVD on the sidelines sitting on a seat by himself and basically pouting and moping. I didn't see anybody come over to him and give him any encouragement. Maybe they did, but I didn't see it. What do you think about that kind of an attitude where he was just moping by himself and nobody was coming over? Like the teammates didn't seem to rally around him.
Well, I didn't see that, but you bringing it up, the fact that somebody should have been around him talking to him. I mean, whether it's a coach, whether it's his teammates, whether it's the priest, whether it's, Mario, somebody has to go over there and say something to him. He's not playing a good game, but staying engaged with him, letting him know that you're still behind him, not leaving him over there sitting by himself. I'm pretty sure that Gino never had too many moments where he sat by himself on our sideline, especially after, let's say 1 or 2 interceptions, because I was over there lobbying for the ball more, and I was telling him that don't worry about it. Don't worry about that last pass. The next one is the one that's going to be the best.
Well, one of his teammates sitting next to him took his head with his hand and went like this to lift him up. His teammate did that. And did you see that? That's what happened. He lifted up his head. He said, keep your head up.
I like that.
That's a teammate. That's what it's about. That's what it's supposed to be about. And that's what I talked about earlier about it's a team. Once you get inside those white lines, it is what it is. Those coaches, they tell us what to do, but at some point, you are the ones that make that final decision. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure that kid did not want to fumble that ball.
Well, of course not.
But there was still 4 more plays to go.
Yeah.
And we didn't pull through. So, it is what it is. And I just hope, again, those teammates are rallying with each other saying, you know what, screw this, screw that person, screw this other national person, screw this person who's saying this, screw that. Forget all that. It's about us in this locker room.
Right.
This is a great opportunity for leaders to step up and speak it amongst themselves and speak into an existence, confidence. It's a great opportunity for them. You'll find out a lot about your team. And the thing
Yeah.
that is incredible about this is that you do have some transfers. You do have some young guys. Everybody's looking to see what's the next step. Now, if you hopefully have some people inside that program that have been there that know what the hell is going on and say, okay, hey, let's tighten
Somebody's
this ship
rubbing
up.
their mic
Let's
on.
tighten this ship up and let's go. All right. This is Georgia Tech. We went out. This won't even. We'll look back
Right.
on this and laugh. Okay.
Right.
As something that shouldn't have happened. But
Right.
you get through this. You beat UNC. You beat Clemson. You go up. You beat Florida State. All this is forgotten.
Right. We still have opportunities, but
Yes.
and we got to. And I think the only way, if we win by 1 or we win by 10 or whatever, come Saturday night, it's not going to be erased, but it's going to turn everybody's opinion back, looking ahead, forward, not negatively again. We've got to stop the negativity because people love to jump on the negative bandwagon against Miami. They keep talking about that one referee that he hates Miami. I don't know. But we just got to take our business in our own hands. I remember Jimmy telling you guys, don't let the refs cause the final result of this game, and that was the Notre Dame game. We shouldn't be in the position. And had they played better, this last couple of minutes wouldn't have mattered at all.
Right.
So, and when you look at it, the coach, the 2 coordinators, and the quarterback, all 4 of them let them down in the game on Saturday. In some form or another.
I tell you what, Bruce, poetic justice would be Miami taking a knee up in Chapel Hill.
Yes, sir.
I never thought of it. That would be great.
We got to make that happen.
That would be great.
Oh man. Well, and Lamar, I know my guy Bruce was getting attacked from all angles last week by some undisclosed individual. Can you speak up for our guy over here? Because Mark and I love Bruce. What kind of a guy is this Bruce Warner? You don't have to be honest if you don't want to.
He could tell the truth and say he likes me, but
hey man, I don't know why this guy would say this, man. About Bruce. Bruce is one of those. First of all, you gotta know where he's from. When you know where he's from, then you got to know he ain't gonna have no racist bone in his body. You know what I mean? And just being around, I say this, to be a guy that's around the Canes of my era, man, you can't be racist. You can't be.
Right.
If you're around, no,
you can't be. I hang around with these guys, and I know what they say.
I take that back. You can be racist against that orange and blue color.
There we go.
Yeah, Mark's dying to say something too. And Mark knows me. 3:00 in the morning. Who's calling me? Caesar. But Mark, final word on that because I want to end this. I don't want anybody to think that's true.
Trust and believe, we got plenty of calls 3:00 in the morning. And Bruce, I'm at the precinct. Come get me. I'm saying, me and Bruce from the same hometown. I'm saying, and we both from North and stuff. He's from the South Ward, which one of the worst wards in the country and stuff like that. He has a genuine heart, and I'm saying he has a good family and stuff like that. I mean, for somebody to go in there, like you said, and troll him and clout chase and stuff like that, hide behind a keyboard and say some things and say he heard it on the show. You heard it on the show. Where's the receipts? Play the show back. It's easy to find it and stuff like that, but you say stuff, you got people just jump out there following people blindly and they're dumb. That's all it is, man.
Yep. And if there was a receipt, believe me, somebody would have found it because I get all these receipts thrown in my face about my 49-20 prediction over Georgia Tech last week. So I know people save receipts. I've heard plenty of those. But listen, I can't thank you guys enough. The truth teller, Bruce Warner, always a great time. Lamar Thomas, thank you so much. And you're still out there doing your thing with the Orlando Guardians in the XFL, right?
As of right now, as of today, yes.
LT, I'll be down next week, man. LT, I'll be down next week to the game.
All right, we'll see you soon, Big C's. We got to pull off another caper, baby.
Yeah, I love you, brother.
You guys.
Love you, brother.
I'll talk
All
to you
right.
guys soon. Thanks a lot. I
Mark
appreciate it.
Caesar, Lamar Thomas, Bruce Warner. Thank everybody so much. We will talk to you again next time on another episode of Locked On Canes. We are part of the awesome Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.